right, so the usual suspects, all these guys are back in the same story again. We got Dillon Danis, Mike Perry. Those two guys might fight in bare knuckle, and that's like serious. They might, like for real, might fight in bare knuckle. I'll tell you exactly why that is happening, what's going on behind the scenes, etc. And then you got Logan Paul, Jake Paul, KSI. Huge update there. A huge update in that story. I covered it before. I will recap what happened and then tell you about this huge update. And we could just now remove any doubt about whether or not Logan is exactly what I said in my last video. Okay, I left it after doing that video where I called him the ultimate, what's the right way to, I don't even have a word for it, dude. A person who has no class whatsoever. A person who has no loyalty, like just stands for nothing. And then I realized after, I'm like, you know what? There is a way where I could be wrong about this. And I laid out exactly what that could be. As of today, it's not that. It is not that. I keep on giving this guy a way out because I can't even wrap my brain around how it's possible that what they could be doing, like what he's doing could be real. And so I'm like, oh, maybe they're doing, maybe this is a marketing thing. And no, it's not. He's really letting this happen to his brother. So anyway, so that's what we're going to do. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I love you guys. Look at, dude. One lucky person who subscribes today is going to get this stack of bills. That's really going to happen. It's fake. But I will be eternally grateful if you would subscribe to the channel. It helps out the channel, and it makes me extremely happy. I love you guys. I got to hurry through this because I got stuff to do today. All right, check this out. We are going to start with the Dillon Danis story, actually. So let me do this, okay? This is coming next, but the Dillon Danis and Mike Perry story. So here's the deal. So Mike Perry has called for a fight he's not going to get. All right. So he wants George Masvidal. All right. So Dillon Danis called for a Mike Perry fight. Mike Perry responded, calling for George Masvidal. Listen. Let me make this perfectly clear. Okay. I love Mike Perry. I love George Masvidal. Nothing in the world would make me happier than to see these two guys who both really respect each other, who are both. Can you, honestly, I just want to throw this out. Can you imagine if Masvidal's entire career would have been in bare knuckle boxing? Think about what he did in MMA, and then think about like, where were the gaps in his game? Like, where did he kind of fall short in certain really big fights? Okay. And then think about how Mike Perry's career went, and then where did he fall short in certain fights? Okay. Like, if George Masvidal would have been in bare knuckle this whole time, oh my God. Now, I don't say that leaving the door open for this to happen, at least unless I am totally wrong about the contracts, because as far as I understand it, UFC fighters retire from UFC, and it's not like they could just retire and then go fight in other organizations without permission from the UFC. There's no possible way, I don't think, that they would allow him to go fight bare knuckle. I don't think. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. But yeah, these guys are like, Mike Perry is like, I love George Masvidal. He's an inspiration. I would love to fight him. It is obviously totally respectful. But like I said, I cannot imagine a world where Dana would basically put, I don't even know. I don't have a dollar amount to characterize the gift he would be giving to Feldman if he was like, yeah, go ahead, just take Masvidal. So I don't think that's going to happen. Now, that said, okay, so I want to read this also because I want to state this too. What Mike Perry says in this article is another thing that just goes, hey, Logan Paul, Logan, we're going to talk about you later in this video about you being a sorry ass for not defending your brother. But I think you should probably listen to what Mike Perry says right here. Like, just hear him out, dude, and just see if any of this rings as impactful to your worldview or anything you're currently involved in related to attacking other fighters. Okay, so let's just play this out. So Mike Perry responded to Dillon Danis, okay, right here, right? So Dillon Danis said, Dillon Danis said, let's do it bare knuckle for the belt. F it. I don't know why I'm not swearing, but whatever. So here's what Mike Perry responded. I appreciate the attention he can bring to it. I like the King of Violence title and belt, that name, and he brought some attention to it. I don't know if he's serious once an offer has hit the table. David Feldman is no joke. What did he say to Conor McGregor? I'll give you any amount of money you want. Probably same thing goes for Masvidal and maybe a little bit for Dillon Danis. Okay. Now, here's the important part. Well, that's important also because he said he's 100% serious. He absolutely will fight Dillon Danis, right? So he's really notable, right? But let's listen to this part. Logan outboxed him pretty good. Obviously, Dillon was tough because he got hit and he never stopped putting pressure and trying to come after him. But he had gloves on. Maybe it would have been a little different in bare knuckle. Would Logan have been able to take the shots? I don't know. Okay, so that's Mike Perry trying to sell the fight. So he wants it. Now, here's the important part. If he is interested and he would start talking that vulgar stuff to me and get billions of views on social media for people to talk about our fight and the whole world would want to watch, I'm down for that. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Go over that one more time, Mike Perry. If he's interested, let me just translate that for you. I'll translate exactly what he said. He said, oh, if he wants to do exactly what he did to Logan, I'm down for that. Go ahead, talk about me, talk about my girl, talk about whatever. Get billions of views. I'm cool with that. Go ahead. Just do that, Dillon. Wait, Mike Perry. So Mike Perry, you're saying you wouldn't sue him? So you would welcome that. You would welcome that, Mike Perry. Yeah. Right. So you wouldn't sue him. What do you mean sue? Like a lawsuit? A lawsuit? Right, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, so there you go. Mike Perry laughs at the idea of this being a negative for a guy to get 1 billion views, hyping up your fight, obviously. Now, moving over to where, So anyway, let me put a bow on that real quick. I'm sorry, I almost forgot about one of the most important things. After how the boxing match between Logan Paul and Dillon Danis went, does it seem logical for Dillon Danis to get a headline boxing match, given that he is an absolutely murderous jiu-jitsu specialist who people would argue demonstrated not really a boxer? Would that seem like a thing that's going to happen? Well, here, go ahead. Ask one of these guys that's always telling you about how this guy is in line for the belt. Go ahead. Do that. Do you think Dillon should get that fight? No. Right. Hey, who do you think should get the next title shot at 170? Bilal. I love Bilal. But do you think he's going to get the next title shot? Yeah, of course. Well, no, because the UFC is screwing him. Right. So you are a person who does not understand how this industry works. Thank you for your input. I will keep that in mind. Now, let's ask someone who actually understands the way the world works. Chael, do you think that it's possible that, yes, of course, Dillon Danis can get that fight? Well, yes, of course. Of course. Of course he could get that fucking fight. Because ultimately, what is the business that everyone is in? What business is everyone in? The business is dictated success-wise from how many people will buy the seats, how many people will buy the pay-per-view, how many people are interested in your event. So if you pick the best fighter ever that no one cares about, or Dillon Danis, who everyone would love to see, well, I don't know about everyone, but lots of people would love to see get punched in the face with a bare fist, which is a better business decision? The best fighter ever that no one knows, or someone that everyone has a really strong opinion on? Duh, that is this business. Give me a break. Of course he can get the fight. All right, so now continuing on. Also, though, let me say this. Man, here's the deal. This is the video I was going to do, and then I saw the thing about Jake and Logan and KSI, and it broke my brain because I was like, oh my God. So I'm like forgetting about things I was going to say. So here's the deal. I really hope that what happens here is that the idea of Dillon actually going to bare knuckle, kind of people who understand this business, who are involved in Dillon's world, UFC's world, whatever, that starts some kind of chain reaction where this person calls this person calls this person. Someone gives Dana reassurance that Dillon can build up to a fight without starting any kind of stuff that, that UFC would not want, and that he is a stone professional in mixed martial arts. Because candidly, I want to see him fight in UFC. I know how good he is his grappling is so good, dude. He is such a good mixed martial artist. He is genuinely such a good mixed martial artist. And what will happen if this bare knuckle fight happens? This is just what will happen. Is he will do a big build up. Him and Mike Perry will gold together on stage, yada, yada, yada. And then Mike Perry will hurt him with his bare fists, almost for sure. If they fight in mixed martial arts, you know what I mean? That's a completely different equation. It becomes 50-50. I mean, bare knuckle, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's easily a 50-50 fight in mixed martial arts. Bare knuckle boxing is a 98% Mike Perry win, probably, because especially, it's like if they did a pure jiu-jitsu match and Dillon versus Mike Perry. As a matter of fact, it becomes 100% that Dillon will win that. Literally 100%. If they do a pure grappling match, there is no, they could fight 500 times. It will be 500-0 Dillon. All that'll matter is like, did it take, 25 seconds, 90 seconds? It's just each time, you know what I mean? But what happens after that is that Dillon's brand going forward is that of a person who is not a good combat athlete, which is not true. Okay? He is incredibly marketable, and he is an incredibly, incredibly great martial artist. He really is. Okay? That really is just what he is. So if he ends up taking this BKFC thing because he feels like he doesn't have any options, because what like Bellator is going bye-bye. PFL should have called him by now. If they haven't, then who knows, right? You got Jake Paul over there in PFL. All he has to do is just be like, nah. And then boom, PFL's not an option anymore. That's why enemies are not good. That is why enemies are not good. Okay? How many times do I talk about this? I pick people that I speak negatively about on this channel surgically with a fucking scalpel. I do not just spray shotgun shells all over the place when it comes to like, am I going to fucking hammer this guy or not? Logan, tough decision, not a tough decision, but certainly a measured decision. And only because I looked, I'm like, if I don't say anything about this, then I have no authenticity. How much this bothers me about him bragging about bankrupting a guy. If I don't cover that, it's like, you know, to measure. I don't like having enemies in business. I don't like having doors that are automatically closed for me. I don't like that at all. Matter of fact, I will avoid that like the plague. And there are people who have a lot of leverage, who are very powerful people, who could potentially be a very, very strong ally. I will, generally speaking, stay away from making an enemy of that person at all costs, unless they do something that is black and white, absolutely, completely against my ethics, to where I'm like, my authenticity is always going to come first. But so you look at this situation, Dillon Danis wants to go to PFL, Jake Paul's all, nah, boom, done. Unless they were going to fight each other, which he's not going to do. He's not going to do. And you want to know why? Hey, you want to know why Jake's not going to let him come to PFL and fight him? Because he's loyal to his brother. That's why. Now, maybe they end up doing it, but I'm just saying the point I'm trying to make is that if you have enemies in positions of decision-making, it ends up not being good. It could end up going his way. I'm just saying, still, that could be the case, which is why you avoid it if you can. But I think it won't, because Jake is loyal to his brother. So anyway, that brings us, and so my point is that if Dillon takes the BKFC fight and he loses, now he becomes he'll have to start at the bottom in MMA. You know, he'll have to do like Titan and like all that. Not that it's like a bad organization, but there's no way he goes straight to the UFC if he loses this fight. He's going to have to win and win and win in MMA. So hopefully UFC signs him. All right, so now moving along to the other part of this, right? So just to recap what my issue was with Logan this time around, okay? This is actually not a good place to start. This is, okay? So here's Jake. Preparing for his fight on December 15th against a professional boxer. Here's him running, okay? He's throwing punches while he's running. He has dedicated his life to training. And like we've been talking about, just winning fights is not what it's all about. He owns the promotions company. So he has to, win, and then he has to have this whole organization that he's bankrolling that is going to, be trying to generate revenue from this. Okay? I know he has a lot of followers. It's still a fucking business. It's a big fucking deal. Putting on a huge event is a really big deal. It's not a small thing at all. You outlay a tremendous amount of money. Millions and millions of dollars. How the event performs is important. Even if you think, oh, the guy's got all the money, it doesn't matter. Oh, if they lost 10 million, who cares? It matters. It absolutely matters. So he's focused on training. He's putting on an event on December 15th, and Logan is supposed to be a supportive brother, right? Like, of course, what kind of person would not support their brother? And and connect to that, what kind of person would sabotage their brother on purpose when their brother has been 100% supportive of them, right? So, which brings us over here. Right here. So, when I heard that KSI was going to be doing a sparring match for free at the exact moment that Jake Paul is going to be going in, like they're going to be sparring for free at the exact moment that Jake Paul is going to the ring for his main event fight. Okay. KSI, has had some conflict with Jake Paul. Cool. Well, since then, he went into business with Logan Paul. They are business partners on Prime. Logan Paul is in position to obviously tell his business partner to not do this. Dude, listen, Jake's his own man. Like, I don't get involved in all this stuff. Oh, yeah? You don't get involved in this stuff? So if anybody thinks this is not a big deal, that he is doing this intentionally to sabotage Jake's event, let me show you this. So on the post I just showed you, let me remove myself. Or actually, here, I'll just go like this. Weep. Let's just read some of these comments. Okay? 15 days until, what? 15 days until August in a days? Okay, that's weird. Whatever. I don't understand it. But he says, Friday, December 15th, MVP Promotions. Sorry, I'm watching KSI vs. Speed. Who buys these pay-per-views? Sorry, I'm watching KSI vs. Speed. Sorry, I'm watching KSI vs. Speed. Sorry, I'm watching KSI vs. Speed. Okay? Sorry, I'm wearing... four of the five top comments are, sorry, I'm going to go ahead and watch that thing that this guy is doing to sabotage your event. Okay, let's see this. Let's just look at some of these, because like for each one. Honestly, that speaking, whatever. Tommy Fury plays cricket. Tell me yours. Okay, wait. So let's see. Whatever. Actually, these people are kind of defending him. So good for them. Good for them. But nonetheless, to act as if it's not having an impact is ridiculous. Top 4 of 5 comments on that post are, I'm promoting this KSI vs. Speed thing that's going to be free. Dude, Logan is allowing his business partner to do that. And I talked about this before, but here's the thing. I left the door open after I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I didn't remember what day Jake Paul's fight was until the KSI thing. And then that's when the day after I ripped Logan again, the next day I was like, oh my God, dude. This might be 4D chess. It's brilliant. Like, this is brilliant because they actually got me to think about the Jake Paul fight. Like, that's got to be what they're doing. Because no self-respecting older brother with a younger brother like Jake, who has always had his back, would allow this to happen. There's no way. And so again, I talked myself into the fact that maybe Logan has like a little bit of character, loyalty, and like is not a self-centered narcissist that doesn't give a shit about his own fucking brother. You got two options. Either he doesn't give a shit about his brother, or 2, he's too big of a pussy to tell his fucking business partner that that's not allowed. You can't punk your brother. And it's probably both, dude. Where this video goes from here is just going to be me talking a bunch of shit, so I'm just going to cut it off right here. It's fucking pathetic. It's pathetic. I have Jake Paul's back on this 100%. I know this is like, hypothetically, if I were Jake and I saw this video, I would be torn because I would be like, man, he is right. This is super fucked up that Logan's not defending me. I've already been thinking about this, but he's talking shit about my brother. I don't like that. Because he's a good brother. You know what I mean? He's a good brother. Even if someone's defending me, if they're talking shit about my brother, I'd be like, I don't like it. I don't like it. Exactly what happened in my video about Jamal Hill yesterday, where I'm like, yeah, I have Jamal's back. And I'm kind of talking shit about how his brother handled the situation. I'm not really sure how he's going to take that, but it's just how I feel. But bottom line, there's no defense for Logan on this, dude. None. Unless he's just like, dude, I'm too scared to confront KSI. You're like, all right, so you're a pussy. You're either a pussy or you just don't give a fuck. There's no right answer here. Anyway, that's what I got. Subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. Love you guys. Bye-bye.